Transformation in 3, 2, 1.
Hi everybody, welcome in, welcome in. This reading is for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or anywhere it is in your chart. If you're new here, welcome in. If you're a returning gazer, hi guys, hope you're doing well. We're just gonna take a deep breath, give this a little bit of a shuffle here. This reading is good for whenever you find it. I'm not putting dates on these anymore, so if you find it, whenever, it's meant for you. Ancestors, spirits, guides, what messages do you have for Cancer? For now and in the future, anyone who's watching. Woo. Things are unexpectedly happening. I'm going to say that right now. There's a 5 of Wands. We get that was the one that stayed on the table. We get the Death card, right? Scorpionic energy, changes occurring. Queen of Wands coming out with the Knight of Pentacles. There could be a disruption of some kind, right? An ending to something. Let's find out what this is about. Is it whatever it is, it's transformational. I heard it's transformational. Spirit, can we have a few more cards, please? The High Priestess. Ooh. Very interesting. Now we have the King of Wands and the Star coming out. And on the bottom, the Hierophant. You know, we have divine counterparts here, the masculine and feminine of a particular element, and that element happens to be fire. You are a water sign, or this is for Cancer, but water could be, Cancer could be anywhere in your chart, or fire. Let's back up. Taking a deep breath here. The Hierophant, again, talks about the rules. It talks about commitment. It talks about things that we're like morally and ethically obligated to in a societal way, right? In a social way. These are the rules. This is government institutions, churches, any kind of religious institutions, schools, those types of things that hold us to a standard, that bring us to a space of education. And there's a spiritual component about it as well, right? Like see how he's like above things, he's like risen above things. It's like if you go along with this type of a thing, if you stay in this type of a mindset or a commitment, right, this firm traditional thing, there is this sense of safety and security about it. We have and it's Taurus energy here. Now we have Piscean energy, the High Priestess coming out with the 5 of Wands here. This talks about change. It talks about practice. It talks about, you know, like nitpicking, right? And things that are being left unsaid, things that are known that aren't being communicated. Is somebody poking at you because they want to know something and that's not for them to know? That's not their information, right? Is somebody keeping something from you and it's causing a little bit of a disruption, a little bit of an irritant here because it's keeping you from being able to complete the task, move on, move forward, you know, take it how it resonates. There's definitely an undercurrent of something hidden, something not being seen, being brought out into the light. We have the Death card here with the King of Wands. Big irrevocable changes, right? And again, this is scorpionic energy. It talks about death, yes. It talks about taxes. It talks about sex. It talks about other people's money, right? It talks about rebirth and reincarnation, right? And the things that we have to go through when those changes occur. And here we have this person, this confident person, can sometimes be a bit arrogant, right? This is a leadership energy. Boss energy, CEO energy, right? Very charismatic, very forward thinking, seeing in the future. He's carrying all these wands and he wants to know how to get more. And there could be some sort of change with someone or of this nature, or change is being implemented. These were the cards that came out and fell on the floor. Queen of Wands, again, somebody who's very attractive, bubbly, artistic, creative, stylish. I'm hearing stylish, right? And she can see through things. She's extremely confident, but at the same time, both of these people have a temper, right? There is this like temperamental nature to it, moving along very, very slowly. We have the Knight of Pentacles here, and he watches over everything, and he's very meticulous, and this can cause an impatience in fire signs and fire energy, right? We want to move this forward, but at the same time, we need to know how to do this. So if there's a plan, then and steps to be implemented, and movement is still occurring. Queen of Wands energy, King of Wands energy, they're okay with this as long as it keeps moving, right? The Star, I love this coming out at the end. Your wishes, hopes, and dreams coming true, knowing what direction it is that you're heading and why you're headed there, right? Where are you going with this? And it's about getting there. It's like, now that these things have now that these changes have occurred and things have shifted, right? Now that this ending has happened, there's it's like slow and steady wins the race, as long as you know which way you're going, where you want to end up at the end of this. Let's get some clarifiers. Ancestors, spirits, guides, can you please tell us about this Five of Wands? Judgment. Wow, damn. That's a really, for these tiny little things, all the fives are connected to the Hierophant, by the way. So this, all these tiny little things, all of this practice, right? You've been here before, done that, come through this space. They add up to big things, big lessons. You've been here before. You've seen through this. It's like you can see through this. What are you going to, when this occurs, or it did occur, what do you want to take with you in the future? The lessons that you've learned, right? And what else? And what needs to stay in the past? What isn't coming with you, right? And on your new endeavor. And that could be like your mindset. That could be how you handle things. That could be, you know, some old gloves in a drawer. I mean, take it how it resonates, right? But if it's little and it's unneeded and it's kind of impeding or kind of like irritating the situation, it probably should be left behind. It isn't helping this progression occur, right? And there's a judgment call being made about how much argument, how much of these little petty fights, how much of this little practice crap are you going to bring with you into the future. And you could be, you know, making that judgment call in silence. When we have the Judgment and the Death, it could actually mean that someone or something passed over. If that is the case, my sincerest condolences. This talks about what needs to be done and how people are handling things in the interim. If this talks about like the death of a situation, the changing of a situation, right? The same thing applies. There's paperwork involved. There's a shuffling of things, right? And there's things that people aren't talking about. What is this High Priestess? What is the hidden component? It's like no, that's not it. What is the Spirit? Knight of Wands, ooh, Queen of Cups. Now we have more people out, and another Knight, and now we have 3 fire sign energies, right? And this talks about becoming activated through this heart space, water energy. This could be you. It could be you or someone else. Take it how it resonates. Queen of Wands energy, no, or Queen of Cups. Guys, are you having a hard time talking? Is there a lot of people talking over each other? Right? Remember, this person is here for a good time, but not for a long time. And this person is here to relax. This person wants to sit and enjoy the space. So this is very different energies, right? And there could be something going on in the background that needs to be seen or known about this. And it's activating. It's very, very activating. And it's like almost like you can feel it. You can feel it, and you're not allowing it to push you off your center. I heard staying in grace. Good for you, Cancer. What is the Death card about? What is this Death card? 8 of Wands. Communication about this. I think it's like running away in the night with this information. There's this idea of like somebody trying to like pull a fast one, or somebody moving quickly. You may need to do this. You may need to move quickly in silence, right? When this information comes through, it's a lot of things happening very, very quickly. A lot of messages happening very, very quickly, right? And it's like, when this happened, what happened next? What was going on? And like the time is up here, right? Like the clock struck 12, turned back into a pumpkin here. And it's like, almost like I'm late for a very important date. What are you running towards? There's this Knight of Wands energy. There's this 8 of Wands energy, and they both seem to be moving forward and like a very quick and rapid pace. And there's like this judgment, this like watching of this. Ooh, I heard open door. Can you tell me about the King of Wands, please? 8 of Cups. Now we have 8. No, look, she's chasing him away with a hose. Again, then that runaway energy, that there's like this feeling of like shooing somebody, getting somebody or something out of here. Right. The 8 of Cups is moving toward its 9 of Cups. It's moving toward its wishes, its fulfillment, its ability to share, right? Share the wealth, share the emotional love. It's moving towards that. And anything and anyone that might have been keeping that back, keeping you from being able to do that, again, trying to knock you off your horse, trying to get you out of your center. You're using that I will be going toward my wishes energy to get them, you know, to push those things away from you. 11. It's almost like, this is my emotion. And then they're like, no. And then they run away. And it's not like you're showing them negative emotion. You're showing them, this is how I feel. And embracing that within you. I think that might be part of this change, this like how you're feeling differently, how you're showing differently. We have both of your water sign cousins out too. We have Piscean energy. We have Scorpionic energy out here, right? And this talks about like, how do we traditionally handle things? What is going on? You know, is there a difference in how we're viewing the commitment, or what needs to be, how this needs to be handled? What is this Queen of Wands energy? What is for sure is that you aren't staying in a space anymore, and here goes the train. And that I heard this changes everything. Woo. 7 of Wands. Yes, standing on higher ground. This Queen of Wands energy. Again, there's like that feminine internal space, right? Standing on higher ground, defending the work that's being done. Maybe it's you and someone else, like a younger person who, this earth sign energy, the very dependable, very reliable, right? Coming through, and maybe you have to defend yourself against these people. Take this how it resonates. It's going to be different for everyone, but like you are on higher ground, and almost like you're appealing to I heard supplementals, so however that works for you, but like a governmental force, a judgment, a school, somebody from an institution, right, to help this change. I heard endowment. Take it how it resonates. Star energy, whatever is happening through this, because you're staying mindful and because you're staying unshaken, and you're not sharing in the pettiness, you're not sharing in gossip, you're keeping yourself centered here. And when these things come at you, you're kind of shooing them away. Because of that, you are achieving your healing. You're achieving star-like status here. Tell me about the star, please. King of Pentacles. And then it is being recognized. And again, this like graduate, there's a lot of people happening here. King of Pentacles, Taurus energy. And again, that commitment to the thing, that wealth, reliability, moving toward this. And again, sitting firm. Not having a worry about this financially, not worrying about this in, it's like the whole army behind him. You see that? I heard everything is in order. Good. 3 of Cups on the bottom. Friendships, renewal. There could be a reunion here of some kind with the Judgment and the Death card coming through. You know, there could be reestablishment, or having to get together with people about things that you haven't seen in a long time. Maybe when this transition occurs, a lot of people come up out of the woodwork, and because you are standing firm in who you are and staying centered in your emotional self, your wishes, hopes, and dreams, it's almost like they're coming to you, like they're being brought to you by this King of Pentacles energy. Oh, I heard happy to see ya. Wow. Ancestors, spirits, guides, what archetypes in health, Cancer? What archetypes should Cancer be aware of? Woo! See what I was saying? Slave and Don Juan. Ow! Slave in the light attribute, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Shadow attribute, giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making choices of your own. Again, standing firm, like chasing away anybody or anything that might want to interfere with your, with your ability to make your own choices. Don Juan, they could be really slick about it. Again, very attractive, very charismatic people here. It says, light attribute spotlights your positive, seductive qualities. Queen of Wands, King of Wands, Queen of Cups. Come on. Like, come on. These people are hot. You can't let it blind ya. All right. And you can't let the flattery get to you just because they know that you're hot too. Okay. Wow. Shadow attribute, using power of romantic attraction for private agendas. Nope, I don't think so. Being really aware of that. Right. On the bottom, it says teacher, the ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, and wisdom. Absolutely, you are. This is, again, what's keeping you on the higher ground. What's keeping you, it's one of your best defenses right now. And then it says shadow attributes, manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. That all that is done and over with. Again, if it interferes with your peace, if it tries to knock you off your center, uninterested in that. Uninterested in that, because you won't be taken taken captive by it. Wow. Spirits, animal spirits, what messages do you have for Cancer? It says, otter spirit, look at you, are never alone. You are never alone. I'm here. You can always count on me, for sure. That's what friends are for. 3 of Cups. There's a lot of people here, and some of them are good and some of them are not, and I think you can tell the difference. And again, this High Priestess, keep in mind what's happening in the undercurrents here. Clear out the clutter, and a time for a deep dive. Absolutely. Absolutely. How do you really feel about this? How do they really feel about this? What needs to go? And again, I'm just seeing that 8 of Cups, like hosing that off so that there's room for this King of Pentacles energy. There's room for the people who are good and healthy and kind and stable, right? And that deep dive, that swan dive, right? Like, what are we? I heard the swan dive into the abyss. So just be careful about that free fall, right? Rising above things. We've got Taurus, Pisces, Scorpio, Aquarius, fire sign energy, earth sign energy, water sign energy, mostly all adults. Lots of movement. Look, Spirit has your back. Absolutely. Spirit always has your back. So don't you worry. All right. Just make sure that you're not giving your willpower away, that you're not giving your choice, your ability to make choices away because of fear of authority or someone pretending that they have the authority to do that. Like, absolutely not. You have the authority. You have the power over yourself. You have this choice to be made, right? Stand firm in that. Pansy, sweet thoughts. Oh, pray you love, remember, and there are always pansies. That's for thoughts. What? Pray you love, remember, and there are always pansy. That's for thoughts. That's what it says. I'm going to read that out of the book because that's strange. First emotions of love, the lilac. Love is a magician that pulls man out of his own hat. I think it's talking about keeping your thoughts sweet, keeping your head on straight, not letting this overcome you, being focused on the positive, the people around you, and the star. The fact that your wishes are coming true, and you have the correct vision for it. Okay. According to legend, pansies were originally white, but were later colored purple by Cupid. Even with these velvety purple petals, the modest pansy does not demand attention. It simply asks to be kept in your thoughts. In fact, the name pansy comes from the French word pansies, which means thoughts. The pansy was a popular flower during Elizabethan era and is mentioned often by Shakespeare. It was also held great appeal for Victorians, who saw it as a symbol of tender attachment and romantic remembrances. You are what you think. Your life stems from your thoughts. Negative thinking may occasionally enter your mind, but you need not let those thoughts take root. Remember, it is you who decides what fills your mind. Choose happy, healthy thoughts. And again, choose happy, healthy thoughts so you can fly. Peter, like Peter Pan. Peter Pan is coming through a lot. I don't know if it was getting in this reading or if it was the reading before this, but it's been coming through a lot in the world. So think happy thoughts, okay? Like, and I don't mean like toxic positivity. I mean, focus on the star energy. Okay, don't let the other stuff take you down. Move through it. Don't because especially with your cardinal water, you feel, and it's like, yes, that deep dive, yes, but what keeps you on course? What keeps you ahead? And being mindful of that. Okay, all right. I hope that was helpful, Cancer. I hope that you got something out of it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for remembering to hit like and subscribe if this resonated with you, and thank you for coming back and seeing us again next time.
Transformation in 3, 2, 1.